On the 13th of June 2020, Warren Glover was fatally injured. This took place in the city of St. Helens in the north of England. Prior to the incident, Warren had sent offensive text and voice messages to his former partner, Melissa Stubbs. I mean, what do you think he said? "You're like a used ex, high mileage." But because of this text, Melissa and her brother, Aaron, decided to enact revenge. Yes, over a text message. See, I remember when I was back in high school, we would always say, "Sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me." You remember, right? But this silly cow proved that sentence to be worthless. So Melissa, Aaron, and their friends Stephen and Peter drove in Melissa's car from Manchester to St. Helens. Their intention was to collect Melissa's property from Warren's grandmother's house. In fact, it appears that in a telephone call, whilst on the way, they told Warren they are coming to strike his head in. Again, all over some text messages, but let's keep going. Now, following an exchange of a number of texts in this ghastly tale of stupidity, Warren phoned the police at approximately 9 p.m. describing the threats that were made to him and the imminent arrival of Aaron and Melissa. Now, it turns out Warren had gone to the home of his new girlfriend, Gemma Cragg. He then armed himself with a hammer and a crowbar. Gemma removed the crowbar from him and told him that she was going to phone the police. Gemma telephoned police to attend urgently since her partner had been threatened by the aforementioned individuals. And when Melissa and co. got to Warren's location, Warren got out of his car, ran to their vehicle and attacked them with the hammer. Two men were then seen to emerge from the car to exchange with Warren, and then they chased after him. These men were Stephen and Peter. Both were armed when leaving the vehicle with what appeared to be a metal pole and a wooden bat. Once they caught Warren, Aaron is the one who inflicted the fatal strike onto Warren's head, the back of the head, with a metal pole. He was knocked unconscious. He sustained a depressed skull fracture and an irredeemable brain injury. He did not recover consciousness, and as a result, he died on the 7th of July 2020. Melissa, Aaron, Stephen, and Peter left the scene in Melissa's car. There were a number of text messages following this incident. Melissa messaged a friend to say Warren didn't show up. On the same day, Melissa called the police and made a complaint that Warren had caused criminal damage to her car. Residents then also called the police about a man who is not moving on the floor. Police eventually found the 4 suspects and arrested them all. Now, one of the reasons why I did this case is because it took place in the north of England. I'm from the north of England. Anyone from the north of England can tell you that their speech is more aggressive than those from the south of England, but it's meant in a much light-hearted way compared to the south. That's just how the people talk. Now, in the text messages, Aaron was effing and blinding towards Melissa, but he also ridiculed her son. I understand protecting your son's honor, but these 4 band of misfits go and do this? Muppet. So when police found them, they all denied taking any weapon with them to the scene. Aaron said he acted in lawful self-defense, like he knows what that means. He claimed Warren had gotten out of his car, had a table leg with him, threw it through the window after using a hammer. He said there was a short tussle, and then Aaron wrestled the leg from Warren and got out of the car. Warren was out of control and Aaron swung back. He had not aimed at Warren's head. He said Peter grabbed him and the wood and was trying to get Aaron out of the way. Melissa said they got out of the car instinctively and defensively without any hostile intent, claiming they did not participate in, assist or encourage any unlawful violence. Well, I'm sorry, but if you're going to go all the way there over a text message, violence would be the only reason. Dummy. Peter said he did not chase Warren as earlier suggested by the residents, but police soon realized Aaron was the one to go after. They used him as a witness for the prosecution. He gave critical evidence against the others. Aaron told him that on the 13th of June 2020, he's the one that made the 999 call. He asked for an ambulance to be sent for a man who was unconscious and who had been struck to the head with a metal bar. Gee, I wonder who did that. He then attended St. Helens police station saying he wished to speak to officers to describe an incident that he witnessed. He said a male who got out of the car carried a long sort of bar like an iron type with something at the end of it. It was a weird shape but not sharp. The second man had a baseball bat as he emerged from the car. He's referring to Peter and Stephen. Then Warren, with this hammer, was pursued by both men. The 2 other passengers emerged from the car. Aaron thought he heard the female shout something. He then claimed one of the males, who had a bar, chased the man with the hammer, struck him on the back of the head. He went bam from behind and he went down. Both males who were chased after the man seemed to realize that something serious had happened. See, Aaron now is claiming the other men did it. In the trial, it was also revealed that Warren started dating another woman at the start of 2020, but text messages showed he and Melissa were talking about getting back together and had arranged to meet before she started to suspect he was seeing someone else. The prosecutor stated Warren sent nasty and abusive texts to Melissa and her parents, but worst of all, they were about her son. It led to Aaron and Melissa telling Warren that they were coming to exact revenge. The siblings, together with the other two, drove to St. Helens in a Kia car after arming themselves with weapons. The court heard that before they arrived, Warren armed himself with a hammer, went into the street and started swinging. Judge Dennis Watson ruled they didn't intend to take Warren's life while driving from Manchester, but they did intend to cause bodily harm. He said, "Before you guys tried to run off, Aaron got out of the car with the bar and Peter with the baseball bat. Aaron then struck Warren over the head from behind with maximum impact." The judge added 4 people set off in a car on a 30-mile trip and took weapons. These 4 people set off from Manchester on a trip to inflict bodily harm. Judge Watson said that although there was some planning, it wasn't a long-held plan, kind of a spirit of the moment kind of thing. He said it was clear on the evidence there was an escalation in emotional temperament at some point prior to the parties attending. Yeah, it was a text message. Oh my god, what a sin. Warren was left unconscious and suffered a fractured skull in the attack and later died in hospital. Judge Watson said that the text messages were offensive and provocative, but as the attack occurred nearly 2 hours later, it suggests to me it was vengeance rather than a spur of the moment overreaction. That's a fair way to put it. So, in conclusion, Melissa was jailed for life with a minimum term of 20 years. Aaron was jailed for life with a minimum term of 21 years. Stephen was jailed for life with a minimum of 20 years. Peter was jailed for life with a minimum of 20 years. Now, there was one other player in this story. Stephen's girlfriend, Sarah Clark. She was found guilty of assisting him after helping him hide in a hotel. Sarah told police deliberate lies about his whereabouts, later hiding him in a Blackpool hotel room using her aunt's bank card. Sarah sobbed as her lawyer made a plea for mercy at the Crown Court. He said this was for her son, for whom she is the sole carer. But Judge Dennis Watson said her case was yet another example of how a criminal's actions impact not only the lives of victims but their own family as well. There was CCTV footage showing Stephen stopping by the hotel as he traveled through the country. Sarah was with him. Because of this, she was sentenced to 21 months. Wow, the judge did not mess around, huh? Detective Inspector Jackie Guinness, she said after, "Our enquiries led us to Manchester, and it soon became apparent that the group had made a series of arrangements and plotted to travel to St. Helens together to commit this to Warren." Merseyside police said it was a brutal assault. Jackie Glover, Warren's mom, thanked the residents who gave her son first aid and contacted the emergency services. "I am really proud of Warren for him being a really great dad and for being brave enough and seeking help and support for his mental health problems." She said in a statement after the sentencing hearing, "Warren was my everything, the reason I got up each day. Without him, I feel lost, broken and empty. I will forever be grateful for his life and I wouldn't change a thing about him." And I go back to what I said earlier. This is just so dumb. I can imagine the situation being like this. Melissa's on the phone, he's texting her, effing and blinding, saying stuff about his son, and in her mind she's thinking, "You bleeding bastard. Right, I'm gonna do your heading." That was my North English impression, forgive me. So then she calls Aaron, she goes, "Cock, I need your help." And she probably said some dumb shit like, "Warren is sending me nasty text messages. Let's go fucking do him over." Aaron, who obviously seems to have no other purpose in life but to be a dickhead, went along with it. And I think it just escalated from there. But it's just so dumb. Over a text message. I mean, obviously, Melissa and Warren's relationship, it wasn't just that. It would have escalated over the years. They didn't get along. Bitterness, hated each other. Relationship didn't work out. Whatever. But you know what? I'm done with this story. Let's move on to the next one.
And then I saw the blood on his head. He was down when I shot him in the head.
Now, the case I'm about to show you is of Rebecca Rogers, but this time I'm going to show you her police interview, very similar to the story of Melissa I just told you. She's being questioned regarding the death of her partner. But before I do, quick word from today's sponsor. This video is brought to you by Raycon's Everyday Earbuds. Ideal for everyday use, the earbuds have up to 8 hours of playtime for listening to audio and making calls. Plus, the charging case holds up to 32 hours of battery. They feature active noise cancelling for drowning out sounds. A quick charge function, just 10 minutes of charging, gives you 90 minutes of battery. They also come in a spectrum of vibrant colors. My favorite feature is the long-lasting battery life and the ergonomic design to fit my rather awkward ears. So to help support the channel, go to buyraycon.com/truered to get 20% off the best-selling earbuds, or click the link in the description.
Were you and him?
I wasn't with him.
But we took that.
We were not fighting.
Okay.
Okay. And then from there, Emma and Kayla asked if their friends could come over instead and have like a movie day. I was like, not a big deal. Asked Dad. He's like, I don't care. So they actually picked up some, and they were out there, and Kayla had gotten some movies and stuff. So Lisa showed up. She brought a chicken biscuit. It was still like 9:30, 10 in the morning. And then we call her Macmillan. She's Emma's friend. She showed up, so they watched a movie. I was there, and then they stopped and ate lunch because they didn't like the movie, so they stopped it. So we had sandwiches, and I had soup that I'd made this week, homemade. Jason ate with us. I asked him if he wanted to have a date night tonight. He's like, okay. You know, we haven't been out. Kids were going to be home to watch the little ones. So I said, hey, I have a gift card. I had a $25 gift card. I said, we can either do Bonefish or Outback, Robba's. He's like, sounds good to me. So he went to get his hair cut. When he came back that afternoon, he was sleepy. He took a nap. I think he got up around 4. And it might have been almost 5. I'm not sure. It was a couple hours he slept. And he said the kids kept waking him up because they were loud going in the hallway and stuff. And I had taken a shower and stuff. But we left and went to Outback, and we had dinner. We didn't wait. We went to the bar and ate instead of waiting. It was a 70-minute wait. We did have a couple beers each. We ate steak. He had steak and lobster. I had a ribeye. And there was a guy and a girl that had come up. And I don't know who they were. But I guess he knew him through work, and he was talking to him. And
Where does he work at?
he works at Bob Tyler.
Okay.
He's a body shop manager there. And he introduced, like, you know, hey, I fixed their car or something. And I heard her say something about fixing the car and the guy. And, you know, I was just talking and, hey, how you doing? I was in a good mood. Anyway, they went to sit down, and he said I embarrassed him. So that was the start of it. He said I embarrassed him.
Did he say why?
Well, because I was bringing up, do you have kids? I was questioning them. And I was like, okay. I mean, that's just me.
Right. You're just making conversation, basically.
I don't know these people. I was just trying to be nice and, you know, talk to them since he introduced them.
Right.
I mean, they were behind us. We were sitting at the bar. They were here on this side of him. So it wasn't like I was having a
face-to-face conversation.
No.
Right.
And it wasn't even that long.
So he said you embarrassed him?
Said I embarrassed him, and I was like, how did I embarrass you? And he said, look, they left because of you. And they were sitting there. I said, well, maybe they went to sit down because they wanted to order, because they were sitting at the bar too. And they didn't seem, you know, I didn't get that impression. So I was just like, you know what? I'll be out. So I left. I went out to the car. He came out. He paid the bill, I guess, and then came out. It wasn't long. We drove home, and he and I were having a argument, about why did I embarrass you? I don't know specific words. I really cannot say, but I know he pulled off on the interstate and he was like, you drive. And I said, I'm not driving. And so he got back in the car and he went home. And when we got home, my husband left pissed at me. And we've kind of been arguing about him smoking. He's been trying to quit. I quit like over a year ago. And he said he quit and he's been doing it behind my back. I've been smelling it and stuff. Well, he left and I've been smelling it more often. And he actually didn't, he came back and there was packed cigarettes in the car. So, I brought him in and I said, oh, I guess you went to the store and bought cigarettes. So honestly, I think he was just agitated because he gets agitated on the weekends because he smokes. I think he's smoking at work and he's not smoking on the weekends with me. And so I broke his cigarettes and that's what made him come after me.
So they go out to dinner. They get into a bit of a lover's tiff over some embarrassment conversation or whatever. When they get back home, Jason, the victim, he's pissed off. He needs a cigarette. And then Rebecca breaks all his cigarettes. He then goes after her. So that's the scenario. She's now going to explain what she did to protect herself.
And he grabbed me by the neck.
Now, when that happened, where were y'all at when you broke the cigarettes?
Well, I had him in the dining room area where the china cabinet is. And I had stepped on him. I went back out to the car. And then I came back in. And they were on the counter. So I didn't damage them. I thought I had damaged them and I didn't. So I took them off the counter and I took them out of the pack and I broke them. And I said, I'm breaking your cigarettes. Which I did do that. And I guess it set him off. And I was right in front of the china cabinet, walking back from the garbage can after I broke him. And he came out from the back hallway, coming down.
Coming from like your bedroom?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if he was with the girls or what.
Back that way,
Yeah, all the bedrooms are back there. But yeah, he had come down the hallway and like grabbed me right in front of the china cabinet.
Where did he grab you at?
My neck.
Neck.
And he had me down on the floor and he was choking me and I couldn't breathe. And he was saying, I'm going to jail tonight. My little one was there. She came up on it and I'm like, oh my God.
Which one?
JC, my 4-year-old. And she went back crying. But he had me, I was like this and he, like his back would have been to the hallway and he was choking me. And I mean, I got to the point where I was fighting him and I guess that's where I got that. I don't know. And then I just kind of felt like I gave up. You know what I mean? I've always heard of people like feeling that where you think you're going to just die, where you just let go.
Right.
You don't fight. And I was like, stop. I was trying to tell him to stop. And he said, I'm going to jail tonight and I don't even know what he said. I know it was not nice. Like you're a piece of whatever. I don't know. Yeah. And then he said that he was going to end it. And he went back to the bedroom. And I thought he meant he was going to kill me. So I went into my office where I keep my gun. And I grabbed my gun case, my little case, and I opened it. I've never shot that gun ever.
Where's the case at?
It's probably on my daughter's bed.
Where was it in the office?
In my little cabinet, file cabinet. I keep it in there because I work in there normally. My daughter's home, so she's taking over my office. I've been in the living room.
Right.
You know, I can't work in there right now, but that's where I stay. And I'm at home a lot during the day, and I get weirdos that come up to the house. So I'm an adjuster. I go out on claims, and I've been meaning to get my concealed weapons license. And I actually had gotten this gun like 6 months ago. Had bought this gun, and my husband and I were separated at that time. And he was living with his mama, and he kept coming into my house in the middle of the night. He was coming in the house, and he was like, he'd wake me up hugging on me, scare me out to death. And I was just like, what the heck? He'd wake up my daughter, Emma, in the middle of the night, and I was scared. Is
that why you bought the gun?
That's why I bought the gun. And then I had actually been thinking about buying a gun, a little gun, in case I'm out on the road. I mean, I do call outs. I do claims.
Right.
I do y'all's claims. I'm a Crawford adjuster. You know, I'm out on the highway. I do trucking accidents, and they leave. When they leave, I'm still there doing accident investigations. I mean, I've been in some pretty shady spots.
How long have y'all been back together?
We've been together for over a year.
But after you said he had split up and was living at his mother's house.
You know, I said I bought that gun 6 months ago, but it was before he moved back to the house. So it's been over a year ago. He came back around 4th of July last year.
Okay. So you went to the room, retrieve your handgun. Is that correct?
Yes.
Was it loaded?
Yes.
What
It was
happened?
loaded. It was on a safety. Like I said, I have never even taken it to the range. I mean, never shot the gun. And I walked out of the room, and I hit the trigger, and nothing happened.
Where was he at when you hit the trigger?
He was in the bedroom.
Okay.
In the closet.
Did you hit the trigger on purpose?
Well, I hit it to see what it would do. I've never shot the gun.
Okay.
And I thought it was on safety. Haven't looked at it in a while. I hit it. It didn't work. Then I saw the safety trigger, and I clicked it, and I shot the gun. It shot in the dining room at the wall.
Okay.
To the left, like towards the bathroom area. And I was like, okay, it's working. So I walked down the hall, and he was digging in the closet, and I thought he was looking for the gun. And he started hollering at me, oh no, you're not, whatever. And I shot him.
You know where you shot him at?
Well, I just shot, because I've never shot it before, other than that one walk-in before I walked back there. And then I don't know if I hit him or not, but I imagine he did, because he fell, but he then started to come after me because I hit him on this side, I guess.
On
I
what
don't.
side?
He was facing I know he was in the closet. He says his closet is the left side, which is the door opens, it's behind it. And honestly, I don't remember. I just remember, I know you ended up with his head this way.
Did you know how many times you shot him?
I know I shot at least twice on him. Because I know that I wasn't sure if the first one hit him. And the second one I saw, it was on his head.
Okay. The second time you shot was on his head. Is
Yeah.
that where you're pointing, or is that where
I don't
blood
even,
come from?
I mean, honestly, I just pointed the gun and shot. I didn't know.
Okay. Was he on the ground at that time, or was he standing up?
No, he was coming towards me.
Did he have anything in his hands or anything like that? Or could you even
No,
see?
he was shoving the door.
Okay, so he didn't have anything in his hands.
He was in the closet when I first, which is where he keeps his gun. He has a 9mm, and he's threatened me before with that.
But when you shot him the first time, he started coming at you, right?
Yes.
Did he have anything?
No, but honestly, he's not a weak person either.
Oh, and I'm not saying that. I'm just trying to picture what you saw, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And you think and now after you shot him the second time, you saw that one hit him in the head?
I saw blood on his head.
Okay. All right.
And I know it was on his head. And when I saw blood, I didn't do anything else because I knew I had hit him.
Okay.
And I was like, oh my God. Like, I knew I had hit him.
Okay. What happened next?
He laid there.
Okay. And what else?
He was fighting, like moaning and moving his arms and
Was he saying anything?
just moaning. And it was awful. It's not.
When he was digging in the closet, did he say anything to you?
I couldn't hear him, but when he was choking me, he said, I'm going to jail tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, this is it. I'm ending this. And that's when he took off down to the hallway.
Has he been abusive to you in the past?
Yes, he has. I mean, I've never reported it. I did call the police on him probably 2 years ago, and they came and took him off because he said he was going to kill him.
Has he ever pulled a gun on you or anything like that?
He's never pulled a gun on me, but he always looks for the gun. Usually I will hide it or something.
Had you hid the gun at all prior to this situation happening?
No.
So it should be in the closet?
It should be. As far as I know, he had the 9mm up in the closet. It's a 9mm.
Okay.
And he has a shotgun, but I wouldn't imagine he would have pulled that out. That was a gift from his father.
At some point, I guess after he's laying on the floor and he's moaning, what do you do next?
I called 911 immediately. My kids were crying. And
Where were the kids at when the shooting happened?
They were in their bedrooms.
Okay.
JC's in the bedroom right by my bedroom. Riley's in the one closest to the door. Okay. Riley never got out of her room. JC came out twice. And she looked at him laying there.
Okay.
And I didn't walk back over him.
What did 911 tell you to do? When you got on the phone with them,
He told me to put
what
the
did you
gun
tell
down.
them?
I told him that I had shot my husband. I don't really, it was.
What'd they tell you?
He said, where's the gun? And I said, I put it on my dresser. Or he said, set the gun down or something. I can't remember exactly the words. And I said, it's down. It's on my dresser. But I noticed it was on my lower dresser. So I went and grabbed it and I put it on the higher dresser. And then he said, the cops are on their way. And I just stayed with him on the phone and I saw my husband. He was still alive, but I was afraid. I did not go up to him. I was scared too.
You got out the window.
They told me to.
So you raised the window up?
The screen's been out of that window. I did not take that screen out. We had no AC a while back and he took that out and put a window unit in. He's never put the screen back. He said, are you going to be where you can open the door for the cops? Because I told him I didn't want to walk over him because he was moving his arms and stuff. I was afraid.
Is it possible that you shot more than twice?
I know I shot once before I even went back there.
Yeah, but when you got to the bedroom, is it possible that you could have fired more than 2 shots?
I don't know. It's possible.
Did
you see more than 2 shots?
No, I'm just trying to get the bearings on everything first. Let me draw something for you. If this right here is the hallway, and then this is the bedroom door that goes into the bedroom, okay? We'll say that's the bathroom. We'll say that's the window. And I guess this is the closet right here. Is that correct? That would go in the closet?
It goes all the way to the door. It's just...
Okay. So we'll
and
say...
there's no doors on it.
Okay. But this is the closet, okay?
I mean, there's no doors on his, but there's a door on it.
Okay. When you came down the hallway,
yeah.
You turn into the bedroom, and he's in the closet right here, correct?
Well, he was more out by the door, but he was in the closet and then came towards me.
Came toward you. But when you see him in the closet, is that when you fire around?
I shot him.
Okay. And then does he come at you this
Yes.
direction? So you've already made your way into the bedroom then, right? When he comes at you, were you in the bedroom?
I think I was still in the door.
Okay.
I don't think I came in the bedroom.
Okay. Well, where was he laying at when you shot him, after you shot him and he fell the second time, after you shot him the second time? Did he fall right in here?
He fell. The dresser is right here,
Uh-huh.
and he was laying all the way across the doorway.
Okay. So
His head was on this side, and his feet were that way.
So if you didn't want to step back over him, I guess what I'm saying, you had to be further into the room.
No, I had to step over him initially.
Okay.
When I called 911.
Okay. Where was the phone at you called 911?
I don't know. I have 2 phones and they're cordless and they're never on the phone jack. I don't know.
Where are the phone jacks in that room?
There's not one.
Okay. So you're saying when you...
And I guess I called from the home. Did I?
I don't know.
I'm thinking I did.
So are you telling me when he was shot the second time you stepped over him and went on into the room?
Yes, because
Okay.
I wanted to watch him. I wanted to make sure he wasn't going to get up and come and get me.
Okay. Okay.
When he was laying on the ground and trying to get up, did you have to shoot him again? Did you think he was coming at you and you had to shoot him?
No, I shot twice, I think. When I saw blood on his head, I did not shoot him again.
Because there's probably 4 or 5 shell casings in the bedroom.
What?
So that's why I'm asking, did you shoot more than twice?
It's possible. Like I said, I stopped shooting when I saw blood.
And also from the shell casings where they're laying at, it would indicate that you were inside the room and not at the doorway. Because the way that type pistol ejects the rounds. It doesn't have an extractor that kicks it left or right. It throws it straight up and down. So for them to end up over here, that would mean you would have to be into the room. That's why I need you to concentrate on that and think hard of where exactly you were when it happened. I'm going to give you a minute to think on that, okay? You'll brainstorm on it in a second. I'll be right back.
So, this is a case of self-defense. Do you think what she did in response to her grabbing her is justified? Let me know. She's now going to act out what she did. She does this twice. So she's going to display the positions that she was in the room. Then they're going to go back down, sit down and talk. Then she's going to get up again with like a pistol fake plastic gun in her hand and show the police exactly what happened. So stay tuned for both of those.
Miss Rogers, if this was like your bedroom and this is like your bedroom door, does this door open the same as your bedroom door does? Yeah. And where would is the closet right behind
Yes.
the door? Is that his side of the closet?
Yes.
And then you have like a little piece of the wall right here.
Yes.
And then on the other side is
My side.
your side.
Yes.
Does your side have a door on it?
It does. It doesn't have a handle on it.
Okay.
So it's never shut.
Okay, so they're always open.
Yes.
Okay. Where is his gun usually kept at?
On his side.
On his side? At the top of the closet or just inside?
It's not on the bottom.
Okay.
I mean, he has a shotgun.
Well, obviously, because of the small children and stuff, you'd want to keep it high, right?
Right. I mean,
Keep it
there's a
loaded?
shotgun on the bottom.
Shotgun in the bottom, wasn't like the
I think it's
corner inside.
yeah.
Does he keep like the bullets and stuff up?
I don't know.
Okay.
Honestly, last time when he left, he took it with him
Okay.
to his mom's.
Okay.
And after he moved back home, he went back and got it. I don't know. I never looked at it. I don't know if it was loaded. I don't know.
Okay.
Well, when I talked to you earlier, you said you had to take it before and hide it from him.
I've done that before, yes.
Okay, where was, when you got it that time, where did you get it from to hide it?
We weren't living there on one occasion. We were in the apartment back when I just had Emma. I mean, this was years ago. There was another time where we went, we had actually gone on a canoe trip, and there was a big fight between him and another guy and my sister. And I was scared the whole way home because he was talking about divorce and he was irate. He's bipolar. And he's up and down. But anyway, on that occasion, when we got home, the whole time I was thinking about was hiding it. So I brought it out and gave it to my mom, and he didn't know it. But it's always the first thing he goes to look for.
And that one you brought out was a pistol or a shotgun?
It was the 9mm. I didn't have this. Is it a pistol? Is that what it's called? I don't know.
The 9mm?
No, what I use today. I know it's not a 22, what, a 30, 32?
It's a 32 maybe. You've got bullet holes through your walls that obviously he didn't get hit with, but there's shell casings there. See where I'm going? So I don't know. When you walked into the room, was he kneeling down or was he standing up in the closet?
Standing.
He was standing?
Yes.
Okay. Would you mind just kind of using this door as an example? Kind of show me what happened. Walk through it as if this was the closet. And just kind of walk us through it.
I mean, like, if you came down the hall and, I mean, was the door open or closed? Y'all's bedroom?
It was open.
It was open?
It was open because he actually had peeked out of the hall, probably when he heard me do.
Fired off first round?
Yes.
Now, was he standing behind the door
When
in the closet?
I came to the bedroom, then I walked. I mean, I walked in. It's not as wide as this, but I walked in. And I just shot.
Do you remember, was he turning to look at you?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, because
Do
he
you
was
remember
coming
what
after me.
I understand.
I don't know. I mean, all I know is, like I said, I don't remember him laying this way.
Right.
So I don't know if I shot him when he was laying this way, or if I shot him and then he fell that way. I don't know. But I remember, I thought it was on the left side of his head.
But he wasn't facing you?
Yeah, he was coming at me this way when he saw me. He saw me when I was coming. He heard the shot, I guess, because he was peeking out. But he was right here. And he said before, I mean, it was not any time from the time he choked me and he said, I'm going to jail tonight. I mean, he choked me for a good bit of time. It wasn't just, I couldn't breathe.
Okay.
And then I was like, what am I going to do? He's going to kill me.
So when he fell on the ground, were you like between your bed and the dresser?
Yeah, I don't remember. I know he was laying this way when I called the police.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Did you have to go in there and get JC?
I didn't get her that way. I went through the window.
And then came all the way back around and got her?
Yes,
Okay.
but I called 911 after I saw blood. Now, I left the room. I'm pretty sure I left the room. Once I saw the blood, I went to get the phone because I'm like, oh my gosh.
Okay. And if you're pointing a pistol at him, I mean, he's got to be a little bit farther away than, right.
It was more on this level.
Right. Which makes sense. Because, I mean, when he fell, I mean, his head went kind of towards the dresser. He's a tall man.
Yeah, he's 6'5".
Okay.
I mean, honestly, it was so quick.
Okay.
I'm not certain.
Okay.
And I really don't remember shooting that many times.
Okay.
I really don't. I just remember seeing blood on his head, and I did not shoot him again.
Okay.
Or at him.
Did he grab his head or anything like that? Or when you shot him the first time, did he?
He was like, you know, I mean, yeah, he was like hollering.
Like the first time you shot him, he hollered?
Well, I just shot. I don't even know if I aimed at him. Honestly, I've never shot the gun. This was the first time.
Okay.
The first time was in the dining room. And then when I came in there, I didn't even know if I could shoot him. And honestly, I knew if he got a hold of it, he would shoot me.
Did he holler anything at you after you shot him?
He was hollering. But, I mean, I didn't know if I'd hit him until I saw the blood on his head.
What was he saying?
At that point, nothing. He didn't come after me at that point anymore.
When he said he was hollering something worse to you, or was he hollering like in pain?
No. Just like, I don't even know. Just probably, I don't know, like shit. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, I'm an honest person.
I'm not trying to say that you're being
And
deceitful
I know
or
I'm
anything
in a
like that.
bad situation. Believe me, I have 4 kids. This is not a good situation. And I love him. I'm like not happy right now about the whole thing.
Well, we just need to piece it together. So
And I don't wish him ill. I don't want him to die. But then I'm scared if he lives, he's probably going to kill me later. I don't know. I mean, this is not a good situation. It hasn't been a good situation for a long time.
It's understandable.
You know, he's not an evil person. I wouldn't be back with him, but because a song came on while we were driving, and I turned the volume up, and he just punched it. And
have you ever tried to seek help or anything for his abuse or him being abusive?
no, I mean, we went to counseling. We've been to marriage counseling.
When's the last time y'all did?
We've done twice now in our marriage.
When was the last time though?
Like a month ago, we stopped.
Who was the counselor, or who was it with?
Well, we paid cash because we didn't want it to go on record as far as like to hurt us that we were seeing a therapist.
When he was choking you, and he finally let you go, is that when he went toward the bedroom?
Yeah,
Okay.
he was choking me, and he was. I mean, honestly, I think that I came close to passing out. I don't know. I mean, I could not breathe. He was right here, especially on this spot. He was saying that he was going to effing jail. And then he was squeezing me and he wouldn't let go. And I'm like, stop. And I fought him, you know, trying to get him to let go of my throat. And then I just relaxed, thinking I was probably gonna die. And he still was choking me. And then he stopped and he said, I'm putting an end to this.
Well, that's my next question. What did you not think to maybe try to call 911 prior to that, to getting the gun? And
No,
going down
because
the hall?
honestly, I had no notice of him attacking me like that. I had no idea that he was going to do that.
Has he ever choked you before?
He's choked me one other time.
How long ago was that?
A couple years ago in front of my daughters. Kayla stopped him and he said that he didn't mean it. And then later on he said, we got into an argument and just as evil. He said, that night that I choked you, I meant to choke you. And I was just like, wow.
Why
But that was a couple of years
why
ago.
why
And I left the house at that time. I went to my mom's
how long did you stay at your mom's?
the night.
Okay. So it's safe to say you were scared of this guy?
I was definitely afraid of him tonight. And yes, I have been afraid of him on occasion. Yeah.
And
I walk on eggshells.
And
I
you've
told the
never
therapist this.
You've never thought about getting out of that kind of environment?
Yeah, I have.
Any reason why you haven't?
Afraid.
When y'all were split up, did he
I
give
have 3 kids with him. He's always, whenever I have tried to leave him, he gets very vicious. And, it's like I don't know.
when y'all were split up prior, when he was living at his parents' house, was he abusive towards you during the time y'all were split up?
No, he tried to make up with me.
I guess what I need you to think real hard on from the time you came out down the hallway with the gun and entered the bedroom. We need to be a little more specific about that. I know you got a lot on your mind, and I know things happen real quick, okay? But you got to break it down in your mind and put the pieces together with it, because I need you to walk us completely through it. Doorway, shots being fired, that doesn't really paint a picture for us that we really know what happened. So I need you to think real hard on it. And, if I know you said he was in the closet and you stepped into the doorway.
Were there shots on the door? On that, in between the closet or in the closet?
What was it? Yeah, I think there's one round between the closet that separates y'all's closets. So was he close to that partition?
Initially, when, like I said, I shot in the dining room,
mm-hmm.
I saw him come out when I was walking down the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even know what he said. Probably like, oh, or I don't know. And I came in and he was he was right there at the closet and was reaching up, which I know he was because there was stuff from the closet on the floor. They found my money on the floor, the money envelope that was up in his closet. And I just pointed the gun and shot.
Okay.
He did not have the gun in his hand.
Did he have anything in his hand that you could see?
No, but as far as I'm concerned, his hands were weapons.
No, and don't get me wrong. There's certain things I have to ask. I just have to clarify. Don't mean a hill of beans to me. Okay.
When I went back there, I was saving my life because I felt that he was going to kill me.
Okay.
And honestly, I wouldn't put it past him to kill me and kill my kids and kill him.
And he was digging in the closet and you fired. Did he turn around and look at you
Yes.
after you fired?
That's when he came towards me.
Okay. And you fired again?
Yes.
Okay.
When I came in, he turned towards me.
This way or this way?
Towards me, like you're coming at me. Yes, because, he was towards the closet, and I just shot. And then he came towards me, and I shot. And I guess, I don't know if I came this way. But I know I did. I don't remember it hitting him. I don't know if it hit him because he didn't stop. And then I saw the blood on his head. He was down when I shot him in the head.
was on the ground when you shot him in the head?
I think so.
He was on the ground?
I think so. I don't know.
So from here, you came through the door. You could have shot maybe because it hit the wall and then him
I
turn
don't know
or
if it
something.
hit the wall. I just aimed and shot.
Okay. And then he turned around, come at you.
Yes. And I shot.
So he could have turned with his left hand this way, I guess.
I imagine. I
And then
don't.
you shot.
He probably
Then he went
maybe
down.
went down on his knees. I don't know. But I didn't see any hit on him until I saw it on his head. And I thought it was this side. But he was not laying. He was laying on that side.
On his left side.
Yes. So I don't know. Is
So
that
you-
where he was shot?
So you could see, he's laying on his left side, you could see the blood on this side. Is that what you're saying?
I don't remember. I just know when I saw it on his head.
Let me ask you this, when
didn't
you
shoot
saw it on his hands, on his head, where were you standing at? Were you back toward the
I
window by
was-
then?
over him.
And were you over him when you shot him in the head?
I just shot. I was not that close.
Okay. But I guess what I'm saying is, he was laying down when you shot
Or
him.
going down. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I just remember seeing blood. I saw it,
Okay.
a hit, and I stopped.
While y'all were on the way home tonight, and y'all were arguing, did you happen to record that? The argument between you and him? Have you ever recorded any arguments y'all had?
In the past.
Do you save those by chance, or?
I don't.
What do you usually record them on?
It's a word recorder.
That's the one that was in your black bag?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have recordings on that of y'all arguing?
I don't think I do,
Well-
honestly.
What about on your cell phone?
I don't record on that very rarely. I did take a video of JC like yesterday, I think, but no. She said I recorded.
No, I'm asking you, did you record it?
No,
Any of y'all's arguments or anything like that?
no. And when I did that in the past, it was more so recording the conversation because I don't want him turning it against,
Did you say, and you didn't save those anywhere?
I don't believe so at all.
Why would your daughter say that you told her that you recorded y'all's argument on the way home from eating dinner tonight?
I did not say that.
Okay, well, she's under the impression you did tell her that,
Which daughter?
your oldest daughter.
I have no idea where she's getting that. I did not record any conversation. Number one, I can tell you I didn't have my recorder with me. My phone was with me. And you can look on my phone, but I did not record a conversation or an argument on my phone. The only thing that I did was text her from the restaurant.
And that's the one you didn't see the text on?
I didn't see the one until we walked in the door. And that's when I said, oh my gosh. Actually, she said, where's Macmillan? And where is Emma? And I was like, oh my gosh, did you answer me back? Did you tell me to pick them up? I didn't know. And then I looked at my phone, and that's when.
Alright, you ready?
Ready for what?
The judgment. What's your last name again?
Rogers.
Rogers, Miss Rogers.
Where am I going?
To jail.
To jail?
Yes, ma'am. You can take your glasses with you and hold them in your property.
Okay.
You want to put them on your head, or you gotta get back in handcuffs, so.
They're legal officers.
I know, but I don't want you to lose them.
I mean, my daughter's here. You want to give them to her?
They're already going back home, or they're going to wherever they're staying. They're not back at your house. I think they're staying in Burrito somewhere.
And I'm going to jail for what?
I'm not sure what your charges are. The investigator that was talking to you, he's the one that's doing all the paperwork.
So that's the end of the police interview. I'm going to read out to you what happened to her. So during the trial, right, the judge sentenced her to 2 years in prison to be followed by 13 years of probation. She pled no contest to manslaughter. She claimed she was acting under Florida's Stand Your Ground law. What helped her was when she called 911 after shooting her husband. On the line, she did say, "He was choking me, he came after me." So this wasn't a made-up story she said after. When police arrived at the house, they found Jason, the victim, on the floor. He actually died in hospital 2 days later. So I went to the Department of Corrections website for Florida, and it seems she was released in 2017. As you can see, she was initially sentenced for manslaughter. The sentencing date was in 2016, 2 years, but she was released late in 2017. So comment, is that a fair judgment? Let me know what you think.